New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
Good evening and welcome. Welcome to this beautiful network of New Thought Media Network. I'm Gina and I am blessed to be here with you this evening. Thank you for being here at the Peace Circle, where we come together once a week to be the change we wish to see in the world. Who doesn't want more peace? Who wouldn't want a world that is more peaceful? When we look at the news, when we look at all the things around us, and it seems separated, it seems against, who wouldn't want more peace? Well, here is where we come together to be that. We get the opportunity to be the change. Because if I am being that love, I am putting that out into the world. If you are watching and you are being that love and putting it out into the world, there is more of it. And that's what it takes. When we know and we are in that peaceful state, amazing things happen. So the Peace Circle is really based on this poem. It says so much about what it's all about. I too have a dream. This is my poem that I believe encompasses what this hour every week is about. In my dream too, we all are equal, and not color, religion, nor income defines who we are. Neither country nor region defines us as kin. Whether 2 legs or 4, plant or animal, we were all created of the one Creator, with no greater claim to borrow this beautiful earth. In my dream, we all are one, treating each other with love and respect, and living in peace. We are all truly awake, knowing our purpose, to share love and joy, to uplift each other, and in doing so, uplift ourselves. In my dream, we each remember and appreciate each other, and truly understand that all is well. There's a difference between knowing all is well, that spirit has all of it under that divine control, and knowing that it is really okay, and looking around and sometimes not feeling that as our experience. Sometimes it doesn't seem as we know it to be. So every week we take a different topic and we use that topic to come to that knowing a little bit more. Come to that knowing of peace and understanding and being in that space of knowing. So tonight's topic is spiritual community. It is a place of knowing. We get the opportunity to know what that means a little bit deeper today and how to use that. Where do we find it? What does it look like? Why is it helpful? And that's what I'm going to go into today. Spiritual community is on different levels. You know, oftentimes we think of inner peace, or we think of getting to that place of meditation or stillness or going within. And it's an individual effort, and it can be. But sometimes when we're not there, when I'm not feeling that, I can have people that know me, that care about me, that can help me to be there, to be in that space of knowing and loving and being at peace. It's not always easy because we didn't always come from that type of a background. My family definitely, I grew up inner city Boston, and there was always noise. I actually was very uncomfortable, and I still at times can be uncomfortable in silence. I want music on, or I'll do, whatever it may be. There'll be something on in the background. And I'm often doing two things at once because that's what I'm used to. I was raised in chaos. Later in life, I realized, or came to understand, that there's a lot of things that go along with trauma in different ways, different types of backgrounds, that noise is almost comforting because it's what you're used to. But it's not necessarily helpful when it comes to finding peace and being that peace in the world. I have a reading that I'd like to share with you. The first reading tonight is on community, and it's from the Daily Word, July 31st, 2019, from Unity. And it says, "I open my heart to the unexpected gifts of community. It can seem challenging to embrace community when personalities collide and viewpoints divide. In these times, I might be tempted to become judgmental, feel victimized, or simply leave. Yet if I elect to open my heart to divine love, I experience all the good that is available. As I surrender my preconceptions, I am enriched by diverse perspectives. When I remember that I am one with all people, I recognize that hurtful actions are merely unskillful calls for love." And I love that line. I'm going to read it again. "I recognize that hurtful actions are merely unskillful calls for love. I acknowledge my difficult feelings, then cocoon them with thoughts of compassion. Long-time wounds begin to heal. When I am open and vulnerable in community, I reap blessings beyond my imagination. So when I allow myself to open up to something bigger than just me, it is amazing what can come from that." Now, everyone has a different idea of what that can look like and what that can seem like. For me, I was raised in the Catholic upbringing, and while I was very close with my family growing up, actually we lived in a 4 apartment brick building that was just everybody. It was inner city. We were on top of each other. There was no peace in that. We would yell in the hallway. That was our intercom system. We had, it was busy, and everyone knew everything about everything. And when it came to my spirituality, I didn't know what that was. I never really heard that term, I don't think, till college. I knew about religion. I was raised Catholic, and I was very much, I went there. But whether or not I felt part of community, that's a completely different thing. I never knew community in the sense that we talk about here, spiritual community, till CSL. When I joined Centers for Spiritual Living, it was a completely different feel to it. And while, yes, there were a lot more like-minded individuals, so what I was thinking about, not everyone thought like I did. And people could be, like it says, we can be judgmental or feel victimized. And many people, if they get upset, they walk away. There's rough edges on all of us. And when we get close together, sometimes those rough edges, they bang against each other. So what I love most about our teaching and the concept of oneness is that knowing that it's all one, that Their spirit is all there is. So when I look at you, even if I'm feeling frustrated or anger, anything like that, the truth is you are that face of divine. Spirit is in you as much as spirit is in me. So when I'm against anything, it's like being against myself. And it can never bring me peace. So I invite you to listen to the words of this and know that you are the face of God. This is Karen Drucker, and it's a beautiful song. But I invite you to know that when it says that, it's everyone you see. Anyone we meet is that face of divine. Whether that's our experience of them or not, it is the truth. Because if it's the truth of one, it's the truth of all. So may we just be in that space and acknowledge it about ourselves in each one.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. Tu es l'image de Dieu. I hold you in my heart. Tu es l'image de l'amour. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. Tu sei la luce di Dio. I hold you in my heart. Tu sei il volto dell'amore. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love. You are the face of love. I hold you in my heart. You are my family. You are my family. You are the face of love. The face of love. You are the face of love. The face of love. I hold you in my heart. You in my heart. You are my family. You are my family. You are the face of love. You are the face of God, the face of God. I hold you in my heart, you in my heart. You are a part of me, a part of me. You are the face of God, the face of God. You are the face of God. Eres la luz de Dios. I hold you in my heart. Eres la cara del amor. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. 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 La luce di Dio. You are the face. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. L'image de Dieu. You are the face. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. La luz de Dieu. You You are the face of God. The face of God. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. The face of God. You are the face of God. You are the face of God.
Yes, you are the face of God. You are that beloved. And each one that we see is also that. Each one is an individualized expression of this one love, of this one. And when we know that and we live as if we know that, amazing things happen. Brene Brown says a deep sense of love and belonging is an irreducible need of all people. We are biologically, cognitively, physically, and spiritually wired to love, to be loved, and to belong. Now, I know people that don't, they keep to themselves. Actually, my husband and I are opposites. I love being in community, and he tends to hide from it quite often. And there's a lot of people that don't necessarily want to be around a whole lot of people. They go to work and then they come back and that's all they do. They're in their own little world. And sometimes that happens that way, especially over the past year and a half. With COVID, we've had that experience to the nth degree, and there's never been a need for community greater than, in my lifetime at least, than that experience of being homebound, for months. Many of us were home and only left as a necessity. There's a lot that we miss when we don't interact. We're meant to love and be together. And when I think of spiritual community, it's at a different level, because in our hearts it's a choice to come together. In our hearts it's a beingness to be that love we wish to see in the world. Doesn't mean we all do it perfectly. None of us are perfect in the sense of, but it's simply about showing up and being love. And we can't go wrong when we do that. It's amazing how life itself gets better when we do that. Yes, it's vulnerability. Yes, there's some room there that, we can possibly get hurt. But you know what? We heal and we grow, and we heal and we grow. When I was looking for different things and different topics for this topic this evening, one of the things that I came across was from Martin Luther King. And it was on beloved community. And while, yes, things have changed in a lot of ways since then, we're still working on a lot of these things as well. But one of the things that he talks about so clearly, and I am going to play it because I found it to be so powerful, is it's important for us to remember that we are aspiring to be love no matter what. That's where that community and that peace and that togetherness, that oneness, that experience comes forth from. No matter what, it's just being in that place. So I invite you to listen and really hear the words, open your heart, and allow the history as well as the vision. So it's the past, it's the present, and it's the future. It's knowing that it's not all it's going to be. And we are the ones that get to make it even better. It's already better than it was, and it's getting better every day. And when we hold that vision, amazing things happen.
The aftermath of nonviolence is the creation of the beloved community. The aftermath of nonviolence is redemption. The aftermath of nonviolence is reconciliation. The aftermath of violence, however, is bitterness. And this is the thing I'm concerned about. Let us fight passionately and unrelentingly for the goal of justice and freedom. But let's be sure that our hands are clean in the struggle. Let us never fight with falsehood and violence and hate and malice, but always fight with love, so that when the day comes that the walls of segregation have completely crumbled in Montgomery, that we will be able to live with people as their brothers and sisters. Oh, my friends, our aim must be not to defeat Mr. Englehart, not to defeat Mr. Sellers and Mr. Gale and Mr. Parks. Our aim must be to defeat the evil that's in them. But our aim must be to win the friendship of Mr. Gale and Mr. Sellers and Mr. Englehart. We must come to the point of seeing that our ultimate aim is to live with all men as brothers and sisters under God, and not be their enemies or anything that goes with that type of relationship. I'm coming to the conclusion now. Garner reminds us that freedom never comes on a silver platter. It's never easy. Garner reminds us that whenever you break out of Egypt, you better get ready for stiff battle. You better get ready for some homes to be bombed. You better get ready for some churches to be bombed. You better get ready for a lot of nasty things to be said about you, because you're getting out of Egypt, and whenever you break a loose from Egypt, the initial response of the Egyptian is bitterness. It never comes with ease. It comes only through the hardness and persistence of life. And freedom never comes easy. It comes through hard labor, and it comes through toil. It comes through hours of despair and disappointment. That's the way it goes. That is no crown without a cross. I wish we could get to Easter without going to Good Friday, but history tells us that we got to go by Good Friday before we can get to Easter. That's the long story of freedom, isn't it? Before you get to Cana, you got a Red Sea to confront. You have a hardened heart of a Pharaoh to confront. You have the prodigious hilltops of evil in the wilderness to confront. And even when you get up to the promised land, you have giants in the land. The beautiful thing about it is that there are a few people who've been over in the land. They have spied enough to say, even though the giants are there, we can possess the land, because we got the internal fiber to stand up amid anything that we have to face. The road to freedom is a difficult, hard road. But something else came to my mind. God comes in the picture even when the church won't take a stand. God has injected a principle in this universe. God has said that all men must respect the dignity and worth of all human personality. And if you don't do that, I will take charge. It seems this morning that I can hear God speaking. I can hear Him speaking throughout the universe, saying, "Be still and know that I'm God." And if you don't stop, if you don't straighten up, if you don't stop exploiting people, I'm going to rise up and break the backbone of your power. And your power will be no more in the power. And I say to you this morning, my friends, rise up and know that as you struggle for justice, you do not struggle alone, but God struggles with you. And He's working every day. Somehow I can look out. I can look out across the seas and across the universe and cry out, my eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He's trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. Then I think about it, because His truth is marching on, and I can sing another chorus. Hallelujah. Glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. Then I can hear Isaiah again, because that has profound meaning to me. That somehow every valley shall be exalted, and every hill shall be made low. The plain, the crooked places shall be made straight, and the rough places plain. The glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. That's the beauty of this thing. All flesh shall see it together. Not some from the heights of Park Street, and others from the dungeons of slum areas. Not some from the pinnacles of the British Empire, and some from the dark deserts of Africa. Not some from inordinate superfluous wealth, and others from abject, deadening poverty. Not some white and not some black, not some yellow and not some brown, but all flesh shall see it together. They shall see it from Montgomery, they shall see it from New York, they shall see it from Ghana, they shall see it from China. For I can look out and see a great number, as John saw, marching into the great eternity, because God is working in this world and at this hour and at this moment. And God grants that we will get on board and start marching with God, because we got orders now to break down the bondage and the walls of colonialism, exploitation, and imperialism, to break them down to the point that no man will trample over another man, but that all men will respect the dignity and worth of all human personality. And then we will be in Canaan's freedom land. Moses might not get to see Canaan, but his children will see it. He even got to the mountaintop enough to see it, and that assured him that it was coming. But the beauty of the thing is that there's always a just way to take up his work and take the children on in. And it's there waiting with its milk and honey and with all of the bountiful beauty that God has in store for his children. Oh, what exceedingly marvelous things God has in store for us. Granted, we will follow him enough to gain them. Oh God, our gracious Heavenly Father, help us to see the insights that come from this new nation. Help us to follow thee and all of thy creative work in this world. That somehow we will discover that we are made to live together as brothers. And that it will come in this generation the day when all men will recognize the fatherhood of God and the brotherhood of man.
I love so much from that. And I hate so much of that. The thought that there's againstness, the thought that we can still see it in so many ways. And I also know in my heart that freedom is a birthright, and it can be easy. It's allowing spirit, allowing that one, and being in that place of manifesting it, in that one mind, allowing it all to unfold through and as me. One of the things that he said in that is that you do not struggle alone. So as we walk towards this beloved community of oneness, we don't do it on our own. There is no separation. There's this thing called quantum entanglement, which fascinates me, which basically it is at the quantum level or quantum physics is beyond what we can see. It's an amazing, it bends time and space. It goes back to Einstein. And I have a quote that I want to share with you on that. Quantum entanglement, addressed by Einstein and other scientists, says that we are intricately and forever connected. They showed that at a subatomic particles, once physically connected, then separated, are still connected. The particles can be eons apart, but when there's a shift or a movement in one, the other shifts in a like manner. A rotation by one particle is matched by the other particle, no matter how great their distance. If these particles are so connected, so at one with the other, then so are we forever connected to one another. And that's by Scott Aubrey. So at a particle level, not even a cell, we're talking subatomic level, that it's connected, that as much as they're separated, they act the same way. We are in that oneness together, connected. We may not act it, we may not even see it at eye level, but it is the truth. And we have the opportunity to be mindful of it, to allow it. You know, Martin Luther King died for his vision. He died for his vision of friendship, living as brotherly love, brother and sisterly love, all of us under that one divine spirit. That was his vision. And I too have a dream that I began this with, is that same vision of knowing that allness of the universe. So how do I, on my level, how do we as individuals or seeming individuals, how do we allow that? How do we change and make it better? I'd like to play a song that I love. This group is Fearless Soul, and I've played them before. And they just have such a strong message, and I invite you to listen.
Albert Einstein once said, "The world is a dangerous place, not because of those who do evil, but because of those who look on and do nothing." I will not look on and do nothing. We are all one. We are all connected. It's all our responsibility to make the world a better place. We can make a change.
Look, we're out here on a mission, just trying to make a change. Cause if we look on and do nothing, then who really is to blame? We refuse to not speak up for those who have no voice. Instead we're taking action that'll really make some noise. It's all about the love, it's all about compassion, spreading positivity. We encourage you to match it, and please make no mistake, we're all one. We all have one heart, beating to the same drum. Yeah.
Love and compassion, love and compassion. It's where I was, yeah. Where I was, yeah. 'Cause we're all connected by the same brain. Imagine living in a world where there ain't no pain. 'Cause we're all one, we're all one, we're all one, yeah.
How many casualties, how much pain, how many tears, are we still this insane? Let's stop fighting and let's stop wars. Let's stop killing, it's not worth it anymore. But together we can change, together we're powerful. Together we can make the shift, just choose to be honorable. All we gotta do is spread the word and make them aware. Feed their mind with the knowledge to try to make them prepared. Humanity-driven activism, that'll show that you care.
'Cause we're all one.
We are one. So in that knowing of oneness, how do we find peace? How do we find comfort? How do we live as our best selves and be lifted up and lift up each other? I have been blessed to find not one, but two beloved communities in CSL. And Centers for Spiritual Living is all over the country, is, here in US. And in the world, we are growing in different places. But there are online communities as well as in person. And it may seem impersonal, but if you're not next to a center, you can still be part of a center. And there are other communities as well. It's like-minded individuals that are in looking for a common connection through spirituality. That for me has been a wonderful sense of life and love in a whole new way. It's walking in and hearing the language that I identify with, that I know from the books that I was reading. It's feeling at home when I've never met these people. And from the first day that for me, I walked into Concordia in Warwick, Rhode Island, I felt at home. This beloved community. There were people of all different backgrounds, different ethnicities, different, whatever they were, different ages and different walks of life, sexual identity, all different types of people, just sharing music and message and the love of spirit in each other. And I felt that from the first day that I walked in. And I knew I was home. And I was at Concordia for over 10 years and absolutely blessed by it. And I still actually participate. And you may think, well, how do you do that if you're not going, if you're not there, if I'm not next to a center? Throughout COVID, we were shut down just like many, if not all. Most centers were shut down. Most religious affiliations, most things were shut down. And there was a morning call, which continued because it is so uplifting, Monday through Friday. And we used our spiritual tools for an hour every morning. And coming together as this beloved community was a wonderful way to start my day in meditation with a positive affirmation and reading, prayer requests. We even do visioning in 1 hour. It's amazing. And if anybody would like to know more about that and how it works, I invite you, feel free to reach out to me. And now I'm blessed to be part of a new group. Actually, as of yesterday, I became the spiritual director of CSL Greater Boston. And I am so blessed to be a part of this beloved community that we've regrouped and we are growing in amazing ways. And again, I feel that love and that blessing every time I see these people, speak to them. It's a family of choice, and it's wonderful. And some people are born into a wonderful family that is accepting and loving, and some aren't that blessed. Many of my closest family, have transitioned. And I am so blessed to have been surrounded by so much love through it. And I know that's part of what carried me through. Spiritual community has truly lifted me out of some of my darkest times through the experience of cancer and a couple of surgeries. It was the people and the messages that I had both at the time of, but also that I had stored up. I think of it as a bank account. The more I do my spiritual tools, the more that time I spend focused on truth, is the more resilience I have against anything else. So when stuff comes up, I have that spiritual bank account and this spiritual community that can come and help uplift me. Now, being part of that, there's things that I can do to help be a part of that community. And that community can be one center. It can be CSL as a whole. It can be the world as a whole, because that's what we're here to do, is to uplift each other. And in doing so, uplift ourselves. I love the fact that, Ernest Holmes said that we are emitting a frequency. It says our internal state of mind influences those around us. And Ernest Holmes frequently said that we each are spiritual broadcasting stations, that what we are thinking about, we're putting out into the world. Every thought attracts. So what are you thinking about? What are you focusing on? What are you giving your attention to? Are you paying attention to it? Fear attracts more to be afraid of. Anger attracts. Am I focused on what I'm against, or am I focused on what I'm for? It's about coming together. One of the things in the Martin Luther King section that I read, it said, our aim is not to defeat. We choose friendship. We choose to live as brothers and sisters. We're not looking to defeat anyone, but love and be that love. No matter what, it's showing up and not letting anything and anyone deter us from that truth. Another thing that we can do is to see the oneness in everyone. Not only thinking we're one, but living as one and acknowledging that. Our ethnicity, our age, gender, abilities, whatever it may be, because there is only one. And when we remember that, when we practice that, when we live as that, amazing things can happen from that point. But it's being that all the time, not just when it's convenience. So it's being that. When we're at home and we may see something on social media that we completely disagree with, it's not going and attacking someone else. My job isn't to change you. It's to maintain my peace and emit that positivity into the world. Yes, it's standing up for what we believe, but it's not against anything. Mother Teresa said, she never protested the war. She said, but if you have a peace rally, I'll be there. I will walk for peace. But she wasn't against anything. It's so important that we put our energies in the right place, because we're taking action within our spiritual community or creating opportunity for the larger community to come together. We're not only creating, but demonstrating a world that works for everyone. So when we are doing those things together, when we are showing up as love, no matter what, we are showing what it looks like to be in this world together. And it's a knowing, it's visioning, it's holding that vision no matter what. Allowing that highest vision, Spirit's vision, to emerge. And the last point on this says, fear often rushes in when we begin to dream of a new world. We begin to question our intuition, our dream. Know that it is Spirit-led. We're being asked to step into our own greatness, to create and evolve. Or as Ernest Holmes says, be open at the top. Be the best version of you that you can be. Stand up for what it is that you believe. Live in that spirit of truth. Don't limit yourself by other people's ideas. Know that when you live as that highest version of you, you are helping to create that world that works. Whether you believe it can be done or can't, that's up to, you're right. You're creating from what your beliefs are. So be certain that you are living in that space of knowing and being that change that you wish to see. Now, the last song that I'm going to play is There's Only Love. And I invite you to just be in this place of knowing that, trusting that, and allowing that love of community, allowing that joy of community. And if you don't have it now, Start picturing it. What would it feel like? What does it look like? What does a world where it is safe for all, where everyone does come together, what does that look like? It is possible. I know it is. You know, imagine all the people as one. So let's be in that love, that place of knowing together.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when I feel I've lost my way, when I go inside and quiet my mind, I hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love.
So it's being love, whether we're with people that we know or don't know, whether we're on social media and we'll never see these people again and they'll never know because we're either anonymous or not. It's being love even then. I don't have to agree with you, but I am one with you. So I need to love you. There's some things about people that I may not like, but any againstness only turns against me. So being at peace and creating the world that works for everyone is possible. Being that love and allowing, I get to do that, not only alone, but I can find like-minded people that I can be in community with that help this adventure called life be even more fun. It's finding people that you can identify with. We are meant to be in community together. We're not, to me, we have to find purpose in life. And that purpose is more than just our own stuff. Purpose goes deeper than just going to work and coming home. There's got to be a meaning, something more. So I invite you to find that community, however that looks for you. You know, in CSL, they often talk about the shared values. Well, through community service, we dedicate our time, talent, and treasure and expertise to the healthy and joyful evolution of our spiritual community, the community in which we live, in the greater community in the world. So yes, it's investing in others as we invest in ourselves. It's seeing that bigger picture. And through continuous improvement, we consistently welcome more and more of that divine nature to be realized within us and revealed through our relationships, our decisions, our contributions to our community and to the world. So we get to make it better and better. And I assure you that spiritual community is a sacred gift that honors you as you honor it. So what you put in, you will receive back. I believe tenfold. I have gotten so much strength from the people that have walked before me and beside me. You know, I've been in ministerial school for 4 years now, and I am in my final year, and I never imagined that this would be something that would be on my path. You know, I didn't want this. I'm like, no, this is crazy. And when I enrolled in the Holmes Institute, I can tell you, my first semester, I truly felt that I was exactly where I was meant to be for the first time in my life. I truly felt that feeling of, I'm here, and it's okay. All my life, I felt like I should have, would have, could have already been somewhere else. There was something more that I should have already done. And when I found the right place, I didn't feel that anymore. So as a life coach, I've been a licensed life coach over 10 years, and I truly believe it's all my life. But I ask people, who are you and what do you really want? And what we really want is something more than money. We want that fulfillment of life. So I invite you to find that. You know, if you're looking around, you say, is this all there is? Is this what I've done? All I've done in my life, this is where it leads. No, there's so much more. But it starts by going within and allowing that divine light to light you up from the inside out and be surrounded by people that are doing the same thing. So I invite you to find your peace through your peace, whatever is yours to do. Find your call, find your community, and you will be amazed how much changes and how good life can be, how much easier it flows when our heart is uplifted and we uplift each other. And the last thing I'd like to read for you is the poem that I wrote for my beloved community. I wrote this week. Family of choice, loving, accepting, and true. I gratefully participate as divine flows through me and you. God is, therefore I am. Each one of us part of the divine plan. Freely I show up, grow up, and lighten up, not by duty, but by call. And I'm always reminded to never play small. called by love to be love and share love with each other in the world. As much as I give, I overflowingly receive. Light in the seeming darkness, refuge in any storm. As one, we remain strong. Truth guides, guards, and governs through divine wisdom of the one mind, always accessible and effortlessly shared, releasing anything less behind. Beacon of hope and comfort, this presence facilitates forgiveness, letting the past go to be in the divine flow. Joyfully coming home whenever we meet again, knowing you reside within my heart and that we are never truly apart. There is no apart because we are one, and I am knowing that. And I thank you for being here tonight or whenever it is that you watch this message. Know that divine peace, that freedom, that love, it's all within you. And Spirit is calling it forth in amazing ways as you, for you, and to uplift the world, or you wouldn't be here. So I am so grateful for your time. Thank you for being here with me. I wish you a week of blessings and absolute love. Have fun. Be well. Namaste.
New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.